Good afternoon, students. Yesterday we were discussing about what, how, when, and where. Or this chapter, how can we know about the past? Now, the similar topic to be continued. Now find the Suleiman and Qatar hills to the northwest. Some of the areas where women and men first began to grow crops such as wheat and barley about 8,000 years ago are located here. People also began rearing animals like sheep, goat, and cattle and lived in the villages. क्या कहने का मतलब है यहाँ ये बता रहे हैं कि one men and women started growing crops later on. How did means अगर वो wheat, barley जैसे सीरियल्स वगैरह ग्रो कर रहे हैं तो वो कहाँ जाते हैं where they would go to have all these cereals pulses in their farms. So they also started agricultural practices and along with the rearing animal rearing practices, agriculture developed the place where rice was first grown are the north to the Vindhya is the place where the rice is grown at first time. Trace the river Indus and its tributaries जो उसकी सहायक नदियाँ हैं वहाँ पे उनके अवशेष मिले हैं जहाँ से हमें पता चलता है कि ये ये लोग यहाँ पे रह कर गए हैं. About 47,000 years ago, some of the earlier cities flourished on the bank of these rivers. Later, about 2,500 years ago, cities developed on the bank of the Ganga and its tributaries along the sea coast. देखो 4700 years ago भी cities flourish हुए. उसके बाद 2500 years ago cities flourish हुए near the Ganga and its tributaries. सहायक नदियों के आसपास पाया जाता है कि लोगों का रहन सहन था वहाँ पे. लोकेट द गंगा एंड इट्स ट्रिब्यूटरी कॉल्ड द सन उसके पुत्र के रूप में से देखा जाता है. कौन सी ट्रिब्यूटरी निकली है ये उसकी सहायक नदी का रूप है. सहायक नदी के रूप में निकली है. In ancient times, the area along these rivers to the south of the Ganga was known as Magdha, now lying in the state of Bihar. Known as Magdha, now lying in the state of Bihar means जो area could lie along the tributaries rivers. Later, Ganga was known as Magdha, lying in the state of Bihar. Bihar में है. Its rulers were very powerful and set up a large kingdom. Kingdoms were set up in other part of the country as well. Means मगधा के रूलर्स थे, they were very powerful. जिन्होंने भी यहाँ पे किंगडम एम्पायर को लीड किया. Throughout, people traveled from one part of the subcontinent to another. The hills and high mountains, including the Himalayas, desert, river, seas, made the journey dangerous at a time, but never impossible. Means although all the variations they are having during their journey time, while while going from one place to another, and crossing these Himalayas and deserts as well. So men and women moved in search of livelihood as to escape from natural disasters like flood or drought. They were always in the search of something to have some power in their hand, live their lives. Sometimes men marched in armies. Sometimes they also having small army groups. Means not exactly the army of today's time, but it is similar to kind of army which protect them and their team and their group. Conquer others' lands. To conquer others' lands. Besides, merchants traveled with the caravans or ships carrying valuable goods from place to place, and religious teachers walked from village to village, town to town, stopping to offer instruction and advice on the way. जितने भी religious teachers they used to walk along walked from village to village, town to town, stopping to offer instructions and advice on the way. किसी भी टाइप की इंस्ट्रक्शन देने के लिए स्टॉप कर देती थी लोगों को. Finally, some people perhaps travel driven by a spirit of adventure. And some of the people are driven, they are traveling one place to another out of passion, out of their spirit, out of their inner spirit, waiting to discover new and exciting places. Waiting to discover, they are always in search of new places and new experiences, lead to the sharing of ideas between people. Uh, and ultimately, what happened? All these going, coming, traveling, exchange of ideas happened simultaneously. Uh, Sharing ideas between people. Why do people travel nowadays? This is another question we raised in front of us. Why do people travel nowadays? आजकल लोग क्यों ट्रैवल करते हैं? अर्लियर दे यूज टू ट्रैवल, दे यूज टू गैदर करेज to uh, to feed their families, to grow something, to grow pulses, cereals according to their needs. Nowadays, now look at map one once more. Hills, mountains, and seas from the natural frontiers of the continent. While it was difficult to cross these frontiers, those who wanted could and did scale the mountain and cross the seas. People from across the frontiers also came into subcontinent and settled here.